I'd like to call this meeting to order. Resolved that the regular meeting commence at the hour of 7 p.m. And be it further resolved that council acknowledges that we are meeting in the Robinson Spirit Treaty area on lands that have been traditionally used by several Indigenous nations. But we would like to pay special recognition to our closest Indigenous neighbors, the community of Pignagon Nishnawbe and Nemezagamic Nishnawbe First Nations. We wish to recognize a long history of First Nations and Métis people in our region specifically and show respect to them today. All in favor?
Are we not doing a calling up here? Cody's over Zoom. Oh, we're doing the Councilor Conic, Councilor Keo.
Oh, through the chair, when we updated our procedural bylaw, that we did remove that for the purpose of doing the roll call or for voting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that hand up.
Okay, Carrie.
Wasn't sure there if we were calling up.
Yeah, through the chair, if somebody calls to ask for a recorded vote, then yes, absolutely, we could.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Councillor Hudson, second by Councillor Conic, resolved that the agenda be approved as circulated. All in favor? Carried.
We have the.
Okay. Okay, you handed me the paper.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Are there any disclosure pecuniary interest and general nature thereof?
There is one disclosure of pecuniary interest from member of council, Councillor Cody Keo. Council meeting date, June 11th, 2025, open session. I declare a pecuniary interest on an agenda item, open session number 12-01 and 13-01 of the agenda for the above noted meeting for the following reason. Report and bylaw regarding my property.
Thank you. No delegations or presentations. Adoption of the minutes. Moved by Councillor Ruff, second by Councillor Hudson, resolved that the minutes of the special meeting held April 30th, 2025 are adopted as circulated. All in favor? Carried. Moved by Councillor Conic, second by Councillor Hudson, resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held May 7th, 2025 are adopted as circulated. All in favor? Carried. Okay, no petitions, correspondence, reports, and committees. Moved by Councillor Hudson, second by Councillor Ruff, resolved that the minutes of the meeting of the Thunder Bay District Board of Health held April 16th, 2025 be accepted as received. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Update by me. I just want to say congratulations to all the graduates this month from JK, SK, grade 8s and 13. You know, good luck in your next stage of your life. And yeah, again, congratulations. Your turn.
Well, just wanted to let everybody know that, well, everybody can see work is resuming at the rec center and hopefully that'll go as, well, I won't say as planned, but as planned now. And work on the sidewalks on last week was also being done. I also had met with a couple of people from Northern Development to look at potential development in the area. And one thing that was said to me is that there hasn't been enough done in there to start putting money in. So I was good with that.
That's for trails?
And one was for trails, but there's also a individual that's looking at the potential of 200 acres for a potential wind farm in the area. And he's open to wind and solar. So I actually have a meeting with him tomorrow. He actually owns the business and it gets Eon, not Eon, but it's spelled NEO and ONE. But they're more foremost company on alternate energy. So they want 200, well, they want 200 cleared acres. I just said, well, there's plenty of acreage, there's crown, but I'll tell you what, if it needs to be cleared, well, and the operator will clear, I have zero problem with that. Right, so that was a couple of things, and of course, there's tea time on Friday, 9:30 to 11:30 with the seniors. So if we ever make it out, we could have apparently play with the shuffleboard where other than that, everything is, the budget is as budget's pretty much
As it's
there.
close to completion for
Pretty
you.
much there, and that'll be done, and certainly we're starting to pull some stuff together. Hopefully we'll come in much better July. And figured out other issues that are pertaining to council, so I think everything's going pretty good. I think we have a good, relatively good rapport in the office, and it's been fun. I've actually enjoyed it, so
Awesome.
it's summer and waiting. Other than that, it's been pretty good. I certainly have no issue, and I commend the staff that we have, because I tell you about the amount of work they do and the amount of disclosure that I have is awesome. If there's anything I need to know, I can call on either one in that particular area. Like that, I think it's awesome.
Perfect.
I will say unequivocally, I've worked all over this country. I have never felt any better about the current people that I have and the people that I've worked with than any time before, that I've taken jobs in different places. This place works well. Honestly, I shouldn't say it too loud, because I think I'm going to become a good part of the team, but right now, I'm just glad I had the team.
Okay, thank you. Okay, over to business. This is where the conflict kicks in.
Yeah.
The pecuniary interest, I believe.
So it's just gonna disconnect.
Councillor Keo, are you gonna disconnect? Okay, and I will ask CEO Mr. Baker to clerk the meeting for this portion while I just step out for this agenda item.
Sure.
Thank you.
Cody's gone.
Come back Thursday.
Okay.
Will you guys, and your package, had a copy of what was suggested, or basically is regarding the deeming application for lots 22, 24, and 26 on Redmond, having emergent one lot on the planned subdivision and Sun City address 22 Redmond Avenue. All three lots are under one ownership and have been merged on title with the land registry. But a deeming bylaw is required under the Planning Act for any development to be performed as a zoning bylaw view lots as separate and not permit construction of any kind. The application indicates future construction of fence and garage.
Are there any questions or comments?
Through the chair, I do have a question. And it's just about how the addresses play out. We have a lot of new paramedics in town. So if the lot is just going to be now, I think you said 26, 22 Redway, then the one next door is 28 Redway, right?
Right.
So when a new paramedic or a new firefighter is driving by, it's going straight from 22 to 28. That tends to get really confusing. I don't know if there's a better way that we can do this to set it up so that it's not so confusing for first responders trying to get to a call.
Well,
Cause it's in a few places in town where the addresses jump from like, oh, we're at 1 and now we're at 10, right?
okay, well, speaking on that, basically the gap in between the one house to the next house justify the gap in the numbers. The only problem is if somebody called for an ambulance at the vacant lot, that's where there would be an issue.
Well, I mean, the issue comes up where there's no house numbers. Like. And it happens all over. So if, say, there's no house number on 28. It's really easy to get confused at night when you're looking for a place. That's all I'm saying, like, I'm not saying I disagree with it at all, and I do believe it should be one address. I just wish there was a better way that we could set it up.
Okay, I think that's a totally different subject.
Probably.
That's something that needs to be brought up maybe by the fire department as a promotion to the public to properly number their houses under a light.
And I believe that's been done.
And that's been attempted more than once. Yeah, but it's been attempted even, I remember, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but anyway. So, yeah, I'd like to recommend to the people that please go out and look at the front of your house. And, is your number visible at night? Because someday you may need an ambulance or fire truck. So please make sure your address is visible. Okay, other than that, any other comments, questions, concerns? No? Okay, nothing to add?
No, I would just like to see the fact that this is gonna be done, so we can get it done ASAP.
Perfect. Okay, moved by Councillor Hudson, second by Councillor Kotick. Resolved that council is in receipt of administration report admin 2025-09 submitted by Brian Baker, CAO, regarding deeming bylaw for lot 1, plan M 179 and lot 1 and 2, M 277. That the bylaw be passed, which has the effect of merging lot 1, registered plan M 179, and lots 1 and 2, registered plan M 277, in accordance with subsection 50 -4 of the Planning Act RSO 1990. All in favor? Carry. Okay. Oh, we're back in. Okay, next item.
I'll just see that Councillor
Oh.
Pio was rejoining.
Great. He's back. Okay, moved by Councillor Kotick, seconded by Councillor Hudson. Resolved that council is in receipt of administration report amend 2025-10 submitted by Chelsea Keogh, Executive Assistants, regarding Joint Health and Safety Committee revised term of reference. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Joint Health and Safety Committee is requesting an amendment to the terms of reference, adjusting the frequency of meetings and presentations from monthly to quarterly. If urgent matters arise, additional meetings or presentations will be scheduled as needed. This change is intended to improve efficiency and reduce repetition while maintaining compliance with the Ontario Occupational Health and Safety Act, ensuring the committee continues to address workplace safety effectively. Department heads will continue to regularly review inspections and incident reports to ensure timely responses to safety concerns. Any questions?
No questions. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. And that council approves the revision of the terms of reference for the Joint Health and Safety Committee as follows. Amend meeting schedule from monthly meetings to quarterly meetings unless otherwise required, and amend the frequency of safety topic presentations from monthly to quarterly unless otherwise required. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Moved by Councillor Rupp, seconded by Councillor Hudson. Whereas access to healthcare is a fundamental right to all citizens, regardless of their geographical location. Whereas Hope Air, a charitable organization, has been tirelessly dedicated to providing access to healthcare by facilitating free flights and other services for patients living in rural and underserved communities in Ontario, ensuring they can receive vital medical treatment regardless of distance or financial means. Whereas Hope Air has been instrumental in bridging the gap between smaller communities and hospitals far from home, reducing the barriers that often prevent individuals from reaching medical care. Whereas the impact of Hope Air extends beyond the individual patients served, positively affecting families, communities, and the healthcare system as a whole by promoting wellness and reducing the burden of untreated medical conditions. Whereas the compassion, dedication, and commitment demonstrated by Hope Air and its volunteers embody the spirit of community and the belief in the inherent value of every individual's well-being. Now therefore be it resolved that the Township of Manitowoc proclaims June 6th, 2025 shall be known as Hope Air Day in recognition of the invaluable contributions made by Hope Air to the health and well-being of individuals in Ontario's remote and rural communities. All in favor? Carried. Okay, moved by Councillor Kotick, second by Councillor Ruff, whereas Seniors Month is an annual province-wide celebration. And whereas seniors have contributed and continue to contribute immensely to the life and vibrancy of this community. And whereas seniors continue to serve as leaders, mentors, volunteers, and important and active members of this community. And whereas their contribution past and present warrant appreciation and recognition, and their stories deserve to be told. And whereas the health and well-being of seniors is in the interest of all and further adds to the health and well-being of the community. And whereas the knowledge and experience seniors pass on to us continue to benefit all. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Jim Moffat, on behalf of the Manitowoc Council, hereby proclaims the month of June 2025 as Seniors Month in the Township of Manitowoc. All in favor? Carried. You. Pages. Excuse me. Moved by Councillor Hudson, second by Councillor Kotick. Whereas the month of June is recognized as National Indigenous History Month, an opportunity to increase the visibility of Indigenous contributions, experiences, value, and cultures, and to build bridges of understanding between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people throughout Canada and in the Township of Manitowoc. And whereas June 21st is the National Indigenous Peoples Day, a day to honor the unique history, heritage, and diversity of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. And whereas we respectfully acknowledge our neighbors, Bigdigon Nishinabek and Nizhagazamic Nishinabek First Nations, and that the Township of Manitowoc is located in Bigdigon Nishinabek and Robinson Spirit Treaty of 1850 territory, and that the land of which the township lies is in the traditional territory of the Anishinabek, Ojibwe, and the Métis people, who are the collective stewards and caretakers of these lands and waters in perpetuity, and that they continue to maintain this responsibility to ensure their health and integrity for generations to come. And now therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Jim Moffat, on behalf of the Manitowoc Council, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2025 as National Indigenous History Month, and the date of June 21st, 2025 as National Indigenous Peoples Day in the Township of Manitowoc. All in favor? Carried. We have another one. The last one here. Moved by Councillor Ruff, seconded by Councillor Kotick, whereas June is recognized as Pride Month in Canada and around the world as an opportunity to celebrate sexual diversity, promote equal rights, and build awareness of the challenges faced by the LGBTQI+ community. And whereas Pride Month is an opportunity to prevent discrimination and promote acceptable and inclusion of all, and to support the development of harmonious and respectful relationships among all members of our community. And whereas the Township of Manitouwadge celebrates the diversity of our gender and sexual minority communities, including two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning, and more. And expresses a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion in our organization and our community. And whereas during the Pride Month, we can all reflect on the process made to recognize and protect the rights of the two SLGBTQI plus communities and the work that still needs to be done. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Jim Moffat, on behalf of the Manitouwadge Council, hereby proclaim the month of June 2025 as Pride Month in the Township of Manitouwadge. All in favor? Carried. Okay.
Five.
Okay, I'll go to bylaws.
Councillor Keo, are you leaving the meeting or?
Yep.
And he's done. Okay. Booker. Moved by Councillor Kotick. Seconded by Councillor Hudson. Being a bylaw to designate a plan subdivision or part thereof, not be a registered plan of subdivision for the purpose of subsection 50-3 of the Planning Act be read a first and second time. And therefore, and furthermore, be read a third time, passed and numbered as bylaw number 2025-22. All in favor?
At the top, it says subsection 50-4.
That's three.
I realize that, but the first part of the business. Like 1201 there.
Sorry, what we got?
For the first, yeah.
So under 1201, it says, I think the last sentence there, it says accordance with subsection 50-4, like the parentheses and stuff.
But then what you have first is
Yeah, it is.
50-3.
Okay, one of them's wrong.
Yeah. Second.
You figure should be four. Should. Okay. Okay, well, let's put it to 4 so we match the first part. So. Being a bylaw to designate a plan of subdivision or part thereof. Not be a registered plan or subdivision for the purpose of subsection 50-4 of the Planning Act be read a first and second time. And furthermore, be read a third time, passed and numbered as bylaw number 2025-22. All in favor? Carried. Thank you, good catch. Okay. Should be 4.
I'd have to double check, but it could be, I think that the 3 and the 4, they're the same section that are referencing the deeming. And I think that the bylaw is passed under 3, but in accordance with 4, the deeming is required to be done in order to merge lots.
Okay, well, we will double check that, but
Yeah.
other than that, it's good. Okay, thank you. The other bylaw.
No.
The bylaw. Okay, so closed session. The motions or notices of motions. Okay, on to closed session. Okay, moved by Councillor Ruff, second by Councillor Cottick. Whereas section 239(4) of the Municipal Act 2001 SO 2001 C 25 provides that before holding a meeting or part of a meeting that is to be closed to the public, the municipality or local board or committee of either of them shall state by resolution the fact of holding of the closed meeting and the general nature of the matter to be considered at the closed meeting. Now therefore be it resolved that this meeting is hereby closed to the public as the subject of the matter being discussed falls under the following sections. Section 239(2)(f), advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communication necessary for that purpose. Legal matters. All in favor? Carried.